Hi there, Site-42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation, and welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site-42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site-42, as well as Head Containment Specialist. And, as I have done for the past 8.5 months and counting, the daily streak remains strong. I am here to answer your questions about the inner working of this dark and mysterious place we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff that contain them, the groups of interest that try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom, we are here for the next hour, maybe an hour and a half if we're feeling zesty. But before we can begin, a little bit of housekeeping. First of all, happy Christmas Eve to those who celebrate. The holidays are upon us, and trust me, that might not be a good thing. So, housekeeping. Starting off, B Librarian, congratulations on being our #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. Congratulations on being first chatter. Secondarily, alongside you, Legendary Doge, Dr. Frogman, Rose Hill, Senior Researcher Alex, Puppet Boy, Marker, Haunted Researcher, Just Pit, Amber, Just a Factory, Solverson, Clover, Aoki, everyone who I have just named, welcome to stream. Thank you for being exceptionally punctual, and thank you for being members of Site-42. We appreciate your membership and your service. On top of which, Javier, Roar Caution, Hazard, Null, and sorry, Sheena, I seem to be allergic to you. But either way, Merry Christmas Eve to you all. Thank you for being punctual, and thank you for being here, just for being you. Ooh, a little eggnog for the sinuses. Ah, delightful. All right. Please tell me we're back. 079 is causing all sorts of problems, and we're just getting started. That's not even the first bit of the problem. So, welcome to, as the title says, another chaotic Christmas at the SCP Foundation, where our special Christmas procedures only do so much. So, before I get to the standard Q&A, and before something logs me off again, let me inform you about the happenings at Site-42. First of all, the good news. So, I have procured, through certain back channels, the hiring of a cadre of elves. Christmas elves, to be specific, not those bougie, snooty high elves. And so, trust me when I say, our Christmas dinner is going to be fantastic. Oh my word. You're welcome. My negotiation skills off the charts. I only owe Marshall, Carter, and Dark. We're not going to talk about that. Secondly, please stay out of the Delta wing of the staff offices today. Please stay out of the Delta wing of the staff offices today. You see, someone thought it would be absolutely hilarious to gift fellow researcher Dr. Benjamin Kondraki the gift that you see in the thumbnail. Now, when you go to look at the thumbnail and you go, oh, well, isn't that just a delightful Christmas tree? Is that not the sort of thing that is a nice little gift for Christmas at the Foundation? You see, the problem is you should look at the shape of that Christmas tree. And in looking at the shape of that Christmas tree, you may notice that it bears a very familiar shape. Hold on. I'll pull it up so that you don't have to go look at the thumbnail. So, when you look at this, what does the shape of that look like to you? Because if underneath that Christmas cheer, you see an Aquafina water bottle, then you know why you should stay out of the Delta wing of the staff offices today. To whoever gifted Dr. Kondraki a Christmas-themed Aquafina water bottle, this is your problem to clean up. Because right now, in Site 42's Delta staff office wing, Dr. Kondraki is in the vents, wearing a tank top. And he's been shouting a couple of things again and again. The first thing he yelled was, "That's it, yippee-ki-yay motherfuckers, we're doing a Die Hard." That was before he took off his office shirt to reveal a dirty tank top and climbed into the vents. But then he also could be heard echoing throughout the ventilation system, "I'm going to make your dicks so small that they'll fit naturally. Prepare to get nerfed, bitch dicks." Now, that only makes sense if you understand the context that Dr. Benjamin Kondraki has been working on a modified version of SCP-3108, codename the Nerfing Gun. And apparently, it can nerf individual body parts. I'm sorry, this is not funny. But only because I'm not in the Delta wing of the staff offices. So if you gifted Dr. Kondraki a Christmas decorated Aquafina water bottle, I need you to report to the Delta wing of the staff offices here at Site 42. And I guess good luck on not getting your bitch dick nerfed, as Dr. Kondraki put it. So, you know, another charmingly chaotic Christmas at the SCP Foundation. So, while security checks the tapes to see who is going to be sacrificed to a John McClane-addled Dr. Kondraki, let me remove myself to the Q&A. What do you mean you need to draw that, Dr. Val? Draw what? Why do you need to? The fidelity of your art is quite high. That's terrifying. Okay. Clover, thank you for your 5-month member message as a level 1 researcher. Grab yourself some milk and cookies on your way past the commissary. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas to you too. Scarlett, thank you for your 1 month as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Get yourself some eggnog on your way past the commissary. Hello, Christmas tomorrow. Sorry for missing streams. Hey, we're at a busy place of employment, the Foundation. So, don't you worry, as long as you're getting your work done. Why do you leak info to SCPs about people? Intern Goji, I do not leak information to civilians. You need to pay more attention during these streams. Due to our agreements with Google and Alphabet and YouTube, we have direct algorithmic channels that only go to the devices of SCP Foundation staff. If you are in this chat, you must be employed by the Foundation or at least in some manner allowed to be viewing restricted access streams, so you're welcome. Frogman, thank you for your 6-month member message as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your membership and your research, Dr. Frogman. Grab yourself some cheesy bread on your way past the commissary. Merry Christmas, Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. Hi-ho! Well, Merry Christmas to you too, Dr. Frogman. Haunted Researcher, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some figgy pudding on your way past the commissary. I got the SCP Black Journal as an early Christmas gift. I am unfamiliar with an anomaly by that name. I mean, there are a lot of anomalous books. Are you talking about the, okay, you're talking about an art book that was featured on Amazon. Okay, yes. I remember this. This is the group that I think picked up these books after the Russian copyright troll abandoned the project. But, that's what I think I remember. I need to do more research into that. Either way, I hope it's a good art book and that you enjoy it. Scarlett, thank you for donating on top of your member message. Grab yourself some pine tree cookies on your way past the commissary. How are you? I'm dealing with life, so busy. Well, I'm doing all right. The ankle rehab is hit a little bit of a standstill, but we're doing our best. We're resting. I was overdoing it again. Can't imagine me doing that. So, yes, we're chugging along, but we're going to make it through the holidays and into next year, and next year is going to be better, damn it. Senior Researcher Alex, thank you for using your 9-month member message to point out that 079 was hacking my stream earlier. It's fixed, for now. Also, grab yourself some cinnamon sticks on your way past the commissary. Philip November, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a crepe on your way past the commissary. Cheap, cheap, I'm a peep. That's worrying. I don't want you talking to that thing. It has nothing good to say. '051, I believe you are. Despite that weird user handle. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a candy cane on your way past the commissary. Happy Skipsmas to all. I'm still stuck in the database. No thanks to Clef and if ungodly desk, so I'll be at the playlist tonight. Heh. Well, I'm sure they'll figure a way to pull you out of the database eventually. Scarlett, thank you for donating again to say, I'm concerned for him. I don't know how to spell his name. All I know is that he might be linked with butterflies. I think I've been distracted for a bit. We should all be very concerned for Dr. Kandraki. But right now, we should all be more worried about anybody who is near the Delta Wing of the staff offices. And we should be worried about their, quote, bitch dicks. That's what we're afraid of today. That one, Thomas, thank you for your 5-month message as a mobile task force captain here at Site 42. Go ahead and grab yourself a nice big handful of marshmallows on your way past the commissary. Thank fake God we got flight radar keeping an eye on 4255 as well. Well, yes, one must keep an eye on any temporal anomalies that are traveling throughout the holidays, and Santa Claus Time Traveler is among the more dangerous ones that could ruin the timeline. So we got to keep that son of a bitch on track. I'm genuinely confused. I can't find out what the fuck Kondraki's issue is with Aquafina water bottles. Researcher Rose Hill, I'm going to connect you to a canon on the database called Ship in a Bottle. If you start the Ship in a Bottle canon at its start, which is called Second Date, you will understand everything. And then you will be mortified to find out that there are many, many more stories within that canon. So, yes, Ship in a Bottle, Second Date, you'll find the answer. The Emperor, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some gingerbread cookies on your way past the commissary. Merry Christmas, Doc, and Merry Christmas to you. Colored Marker, thank you for your 3-month member message as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your membership and your service. Make sure to grab yourself some garlic bread on your way past the commissary. I'm not sorry for that gift. Was it you? Did you cause this mess? We're not going to get any work done. Not with all that clanging in the vents. Silent Follower, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some mulled cider on your way past the commissary. I built a snowman during work. Also, hello, how is you? Oh, that's very nice. I've never built a snowman. A consequence of being 99% of my life in Florida and California, where there's not much in the name of snow. But I hope you had a good time. Intern Trapped, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some roast beast on your way past the commissary. I think SCP-682 got out. No. You're seeing a very big and friendly lizard who only looks like 682. You have nothing to worry about. Scarlet, thank you for donating again to say, I'm making coffee. If anyone wants hot chocolate instead, just let me know. Also tell me what toppings you want, because I don't want to get it wrong. All right, well, Break Room has a coffee and hot chocolate maker on hand. This is quite the holiday. Have you seen snow? Twice in my life have I been in a situation where snow was around. One time on a high school trip up north, and one time on a personal trip up north. But either way, twice I have seen snow, and no more than that. Wait, is it Christmas yet? I don't actually celebrate it. Researcher Pitt, Christmas Eve is December 24th, and Christmas Day is December 25th. So it is almost Christmas, as the Phoenix Wright attorney would say. Almost Christmas is not yet Christmas. JNP, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Scarlett, thank you for donating again to say, anyone know what the Freak Circus is? It's a fandom I'm interested in. I find it interesting. It may be why I've been distanced from streams, huh? I have no idea what that is. If it ever turns into some sort of anomaly we may have to investigate, maybe that would be the case. Dr. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again to ask, Dr. Sherman, does that mean you don't have snow at all? That is exactly what that means. I just walked to my local corner store and back to pick up some necessary things that were needed. And I wore a light hoodie and a t-shirt, and I started sweating because it was too warm for a sweatshirt. So, yeah, no, it's not snowing around here. It is, in fact, a green Christmas for me. Researcher Fianin, welcome to Level 1 Researchership here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. We're building the ranks of green names so we can win the battle against the white names. RUAI. Intern Hydra, I am in no way an artificial intelligence. I am a natural intelligence. Farm-raised and farm-to-table organic intelligence. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again to say, that's sad. Yes, well, you know, being born in Florida, we don't have snow ever, so you get used to a green Christmas in general. So, you know, it's what I've always had. It's not unusual. The Thomas, thank you for your first donation and second donation to today's stream beside your member message. Thank you for being a member. And thank you for the effort of going through the Ko-Fis. That way, we get far more of your donation. Ko-Fi only has a 3% fee, while YouTube Super Chats take a 30% fee. So we greatly appreciate you going through the effort. Merry Christmas from SCP Foundation Command Europe. European branch. How are you guys doing? Rest assured, it's our turn to keep an eye on SCP-4255, Time Traveler Santa Claus, so you all can semi-enjoy the holidays. Anomalies don't wait up for holiday cheer, sadly. Well, isn't that true? Neither does an angry Dr. Kondraki in the vents doing a Die Hard. So, we all have our excitement, don't we? Ay. And then you added, would SCP-5776 be upset if I put it in my hot chocolate? Well, besides being cannibalized, which I believe 5776 would not be a fan of in the first place, it would also get very soggy, which I'm sure it would be contraindicated to be happy about. Also, don't call it adorable. Whatever you do, don't call it adorable. It will get mad if you call it adorable, despite the fact that it is known to be quite adorable. Don't tell it that. Do SCPs celebrate Christmas? Well, intern cool money. Some do, some don't. Some of the objects and creature anomalies obviously don't celebrate any holidays. But of the humanoids, some of them are followers of the Christian religion. Some of them are Jewish, some of them are Muslim. There are many different creeds among the humanoid anomalies because they are just from all over the globe. Therefore, the ones that celebrate Christmas do, and the ones that don't. Simple enough. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again to say, missing out though, snow is beautiful despite being cold. Indeed, indeed. Although I am not missing out on the shoveling of said snow, nor the danger it leads to the walkways, so pros and cons. Ah. There's like a hair in my eye or something. Scarlet, thank you for donating again to say, I'm going to go now. I downloaded the Freak Circus game and I need to play it to get secret endings. Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas with your other fandom having funness. Dr. Sherman, do you want an elephant turkey from the universe where everyone is turkey as the Christmas turkey? Do you want an elephant turkey from the universe where everyone is turkey as the Christmas turkey? Well, that would solve a lot of budgetary constraints around the food budget. Listen, talk to the elves in the commissary. They are the ones on point for the holiday, and they can get very finicky when you interfere with their plans. So that's your move. How can I prevent the neck breaker SCP? Well, Intern Mustafa, if you are talking about SCP-173, the sculpture, then you need to look at it without blinking if you're in the same room as it. Or just stay out of the same room as it. That works too. The Ant. It is okay to ask the same question multiple times if not seen. It is not called spam if you do that. It is when you caps lock yourself or add gratuitous punctuation or crazy amounts of emojis because you're, quote, trying to stand out. That is considered annoying and spam. But repeating your question because I might not have seen it is not spam inherently. Are you being affected by the flooding? Is there flooding? I guess the answer would be no. I don't have any idea about any flooding. What do we give SCP-7 to? 9! Destiny! For Christmas. Why would we ever give that thing anything for Christmas? It did do a good deed this year. Did it do a good deed? Or did it just act within its nature as an abomination against every deity we contain and the ones we don't? And that's what happened. I don't think it did a good deed. I think. Does SCP-4666 celebrate Christmas or does it just appear near that day? Well, the Yule Man, as we call it, does capture children and use them to turn other children's skin and bones into toys. So it does seem to have some fucked up relationship with the holiday of Christmas in particular. Therefore, I would not think it's a coincidence. Rose Hill, the ship in a bottle article you are supposed to read about for today's Kendraki incident is called Second Date. That is the first story in the series Then you can move on to third date and the rest of them. I believe the ship in a bottle hub is in order, but I will check just in case. Yes, they literally on the hub say accursed texts in order of publication. So go to the hub for Ship in a Bottle SCP and then start at second date and work your way down. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again to say, oh, nice sweater. Well, thank you. I had this Arctic variant of a snowboarding SCP-1000 sweater for a while. I think it's a very interesting piece of sneaky SCP Foundation representation. Even out in public, people do not understand that SCP-1000s are real. They just think it's a cryptid. So it works. I Draw Stuff, welcome to Site-42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Where does SCP-4666 sell its toys? It doesn't sell its toys. It leaves them in the homes of the people it murders, if I'm remembering correctly. 4666. Loading, 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 loading. Not loading. Why aren't you? There you go. And now, ba 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 da. In the second scenario, which has occurred in roughly 15% of known Weissnacht events, SCP-4666 will not harm the family. Family members will report hearing footsteps inside their dwelling during the night, though no signs of forced entry will be found. In the morning, children will discover presents at the foot of their beds. These will consist of toys crudely crafted from the remains of human children. And so, if the Yule Man stalks your house, you have a 85% chance of brutal murder, or a 15% chance of gifts that are the product of child murder. So, you know, I guess hope for the second, but it's not great regardless. How many days has the streak gone on? Well, it is currently 8 months and 10 days. The streak remains strong. 8 months and 10 days of daily streams. Dr. Sherman, your gift from us is a hog-tied Dr. Burns ready to be used in any tests you choose. Which SCP should we go with? You know what? Just start by throwing Dr. Christopher Burns into the site Delta, the Delta wing of the site's staff offices. Let Kondraki have a way with him. Bitch dick indeed. Is it okay that you goon to SCP-096? Well, intern Fallout fan number 1, you are not to fraternize with any anomalies or imagine fraternizing with any anomalies. That is outside of protocols, and you know that. Stop it. Secondarily, if you are, quote, gooning to SCP-096, I might address your latent body issues. I mean, the dysmorphia must be real if that's what you are finding as attractive, that very, very emaciated figure. You might need to see a therapist. I wish you the best for your mental health. Sheesh. Likes over views. Ah, you are correct, Blood Bean. We are currently at 135 likes and 105 viewers. Good work, Mobile Task Force Sci-42, hitting that like button. It is for sure forcing the YouTube algorithm to bring us more viewers, half of which know about the SCP Foundation and will be thrilled to find us on YouTube. The others, who will be confused but happy to see something that's not AI slop. So thank you for your work hitting that like button. It will help us as a team to support the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, etc. Good work. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again to ask for a time check. We are 36 minutes into stream. I'm thinking probably 24 minutes left. I think an hour's good for a Christmas Eve stream. Cat Space, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. SCP Spooky-J versus the Shy Guy. So, the answer is quite simple. SCP Spooky-J is a teleporter. That means there is no possible way SCP-096 could ever catch SCP Spooky-J. Also very funny, SCP Spooky-J is a rabid troll. And so we would get all sorts of pranks on SCP-096 while it tried to kill SCP Spooky-J but never succeeded. So honestly, could be a fun thing to envision in a universe where we could watch it without fear of 096 killing us. We see a Ko-Fi notification here. Let me get to that so I don't miss it. The Thomas, thank you for donating again to the Ko-Fi to say, maybe our dear doctor was exposed to SCP-3193. 3193. I don't remember that from the database. Codename Christmas War. An auditory cognitohazard in the form of a 49-second infrasound melody. Analysis of 3193 revealed a complex thalmic ritual composed of audio cues, harmonies, and tones, commonly known as audiothergy. This specific ritual shares key features with those historically used by Sherman during the Viking Age. When heard in its entirety, induces a state of hyperarousal by prompting a release of norepinephrine, thank you, and adrenaline. Fight or flight reflex, not sexual arousal. Get your heads out of the gutter. These chemicals are produced in amounts exceeding baseline human capability, susceptible to hyperfixations on visual or verbal triggers. Who are you thinking was affected by the Christmas War Berserker event? Do you think Kondraki is under the effects of 3193? Because honestly, after seeing how Kondraki reacts in most situations, that just seems like Kondraki's normal behavior. Dr. Sherman, what is the most dangerous shark the Shark Punching Center ever fought? Well, intern Javier, I think that's quite simple to answer, because over the summer, we discovered an entity known as Mr. Hands. This is in a tale called Do Not Go Gentle into That Shark Night, in which the Shark Punching Center face a kaiju-sized shark octopus entity, except all of the octopus tentacles ended in massive fists that they used to destroy buildings. Meanwhile, it also had a gem that shoots lasers that could rewrite reality, such as turning a bay into an entire bay of acid. So possibly Mr. Hands would be the most dangerous shark entity that the Shark Punching Center has conflicted with. Also read Do Not Go Gentle into That Shark Night. It is epic. Dr. Sherman, what if we use SCP-4521 as a Christmas tree? We've had that thing around for years. Did you not think that we thought of that at some point? It didn't scream. Next try. I hate Dr. Burns. I started reading SCP-8980, and dang, 8980 didn't need to go through that poor thing. I can relate to it a bit. It's about depression. Since I had depression, those trigger warnings were super intense. 8980 is a fucked up story, man. You gotta be in the right headspace to read that thing. Woof. Spooky-J versus the Gate Guardian. If Spooky-J transported within the range of damage, the Gate Guardian would smite it. That is an easy smite. Thankfully, SCP Spooky-J, though stupid, is not that stupid. I trust that you'll be doing a Fan Art Friday stream this week. I'm working on another fan art, a New Year's version. Yes, we will have our regularly scheduled Fan Art Friday. Now, I will admit, after New Year's, I am doing my standard traveling mission. And so during that time, I think I will be able to do a Fan Art Friday, but it might be a bit tricky. There will be one Friday that I'm on the road. And so during that, we'll have to see how that turns out. But maybe we'll just push it back a week. I'm cackling. I wasn't expecting this at all. Oh yes, researcher Rosehill. The Dr. Kondraki water bottle situation is legendary within the Foundation. Just don't bring it up to Kondraki yourself, otherwise, well, you see what happens. How would the SCP Foundation handle a fully sentient anomaly that has PTSD from being contained by a different organization? Well, intern Zema, that depends on the anomaly's capabilities. If it is easily contained, then we honestly wouldn't worry about it that much. I mean, yeah, we give it a little on-site therapy if it became a containment hazard, but it's not our problem. We do not speak of the incident. Well, intern green-coated, you are correct, unless you want your, and I quote, bitch dick nerfed, then definitely do not talk about that anywhere near wherever Kondraki might possibly have earshot, or butterfly spies. Figuring out Fred's face now. Be librarian. I always imagine Fred as a ginger, but that's just me. Wait, isn't that just free bottom surgery? No, just Pit. It is not at all that. It is just nerfing, making worse, smaller, weirdly shaped, or weirder shaped. It's not that. Time check requests from Bloodbean and Dr. Moonston. We are currently at the 45-minute mark. We're looking at another 15 minutes. 15 minutes to end of stream. Not just you, Fred is described that way a few times in 7043 and 8643. Oh, well that's very convenient for me. I did not realize I was so on the money there. What would happen if George the Chinchilla was introduced to Cassie? Well, 369 Destroyer, George the Chinchilla replicates onto different pages, and it amorphs the contents of those pages to itself, or at least it creates itself in those contents. So there's a 50-50 shot that George the Chinchilla would either appear next to hand-drawn Cassie and then communicate with Cassie back and forth as a separate entity, or the worst option is it might subsume Cassie into a George. So we're not testing that just in case. I can't believe the 1 hour of family free time I have today. This stream came on. That is a Christmas miracle in and of itself. Yes, congratulations to everybody who has joined this stream, this 1 hour stream for some Christmas Eve hijinks. Have we tried putting SCP-4521, preferably parts in it, into 914 on that fine setting to see if it gains the ability to scream? Intern Burb, unfortunately... You know, I haven't checked the logs in a while. Oh, searching the SCP-914 logs are such a pain! Okay, maybe we can make this work, though. If I put in SCP-4521 and SCP-914 together in the search. That's a 914. Nope. Nope. We have not tried such a test. But here's the deal. 4521 has the ability to scream. It just chooses not to. So we don't need to upgrade it to make it capable of screaming. We need to find a way to unlock its will to scream. We've done it once. It's canon on the database now. But there's a lot more of them in the multiverse. And we can do better than just using that thing. That thing obviously was going to do the job, but we can do better. We'll find it. Site 42, how would I safely give an SCP a present? I'm new here. Intern Dingsdale, you wouldn't. Why would you give an SCP a present? They are objects, not people. They do not get Christmas presents. Unless you are harangued into it by staff yesterday for a short, limited time. Do you have a favorite group of interest? Intern Kirio. Why would I have a favorite among the groups that stop us from trying to contain anomalies? They're all dickbags. But if I had to pick a group of interest, probably the Shark Punching Center is the funniest. Sir, which SCP-001 proposal is your favorite? Well, Intern Ashclaw, my favorite SCP-001 is actually SCP-001, codename Lily's proposal, The World's Gone Beautiful. That one, if there's a end of the world coming, I certainly hope it's that one. Does SCP-999 like cuddles, and can I cuddle it if it does? Signed, Clipsy. You're asking if the tickle monster likes cuddles. you need to go back to the academy. That is more than common knowledge. It's right there in the name. So, no, until you take some more classes and get a little more of your head in your shoulders, you're going to have to wait. I can't trust you around an anomaly you're that clueless about. Everyone keeps asking about anomalies escaping. Did you interns do something? Intern Greek-coded. Most of the time they are trying to, quote, troll me by pretending there's an emergency. That way they can get some attention. Otherwise, very often they are just looking at hypothetical procedures for a containment breach of that anomaly. Usually they're trying to cheat on one of their academy tests or something. Is the disease or plague that SCP-049 talks about found in SCP-1025? You do know that that book is called the Compendium of Common Diseases, right? SCP-1025, the Encyclopedia of Common Diseases, contains many a disease, that's true, but it does not contain every disease. It simply has 1,500 pages of diseases. So, furthermore, we are unable to research further into the book because of its anomalous effect. Therefore, it is locked up and we will not be checking. Let's check over here. Dark Duality, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Thank you for making the effort to do so through the Ko-Fi where the taxes are much lower. We appreciate the effort. Grab yourself some lamb shank on your way past the commissary. Where's Yuleman sells its toys? In Death's R Us. Well, that would be quite the fitting store, I agree. Don't put the pic of the Shy Guy on the statue. Why? The first casualty will be you, and you have to look at the pic to put it in the right place. That is a wise, well thought out reason not to do that. Is Dr. Kondraki still alive? I'm going to have a chat with him then about his bugs. Well, in our universe, Dr. Kondraki is still alive, but I would wait until he calms down. The whole vent nerfing dicks thing is something I would suggest avoiding. Furthermore, Be Librarian, thank you for donating to the Ko-Fi. Is this your first donation of today's stream? Grab yourself some beef jerky at the commissary just in case. And thinking about the pataphysical containment suggestion from yesterday. With a reread, Murphy isn't that unpredictable. We can probably take advantage of its good relationship with Fred to get it close to the notebook just enough and then go back to its office. Well, that's a little bit risky. I mean, yeah, it's not that unpredictable, but it is a loose cannon cop that we had contained and it fought its way out of it, so. It's a matter of if we put something in the book and we can't get it back, then we're in trouble. We can't research on it anymore. Yes, that could be a way to get rid of 682, but what if Murphy encountered the book again and 682 came out of it? So this is not a safe enough plan, I believe. Be Librarian, thank you for donating again to continue the conversation. Also, once the containment has been completed, we can keep the book with the anomalies far away from Fred in case the two want to meet without risking a breach. Murphy wouldn't be that hard to contain, we just need to get on its good side. Murphy wouldn't be that hard to contain? Did you read SCP-3143? It did not go great for us. Furthermore, yes, we could keep that notebook anywhere, but we have no idea where some case for Murphy might end up and cause a fuss. So, I don't know. I think it's too unpredictable. Where did that question go? Has SCP-2770 manifested in liquids other than water? Intern Burb, let me first look up the anomaly. Okay, the lure, a life raft, carrying a human male that identifies itself as a member of the British Royal Navy. We'll wait until it attains visual of an occupied vessel. It will try to notice them. Submarine will show up and invade. Well, the question I would think is a kiddie pool. How did a life raft show up in a kiddie pool? It seems the answer is no, it only shows up in bodies of water. But the bodies of water can be lesser than I would have expected. I can't believe that nobody mentioned Dr. Iceberg during the cold weather discussion. Well, I mean, there's not much to say about Dr. Iceberg most of the time. He's a pretty chill guy. What's the conversation? Well, Intern Mac, you are now in the very last minute of our SCP Foundation staff discussion stream, talking about the different SCP anomalies that we contain here at the Foundation, as well as those who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures for anomalies outside of the Foundation's purview. They're perhaps from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. This is our daily stream, although you're in the last minute because we're cutting it a bit short. After all, it is Christmas Eve after all. And I do have to get Dr. Kondraki out of the vents eventually, so the staff offices will be operable again. Very frustrating. Okay, I'll subscribe and join another time. Well, Mac, if you enjoy the SCP Foundation, this is the place to be on YouTube. Make sure to hit your notification bell because we never know what time we're going to stream. We stream every day, but that could be in the morning, noon, or night. Testing anomalies at the Foundation is very chaotic, so we have to stream whenever time's available. And if you are above the age of 18, you can join the Site42 Discord server, where there is a role for live alert YouTube streams that'll get pinged because it's a little more reliable than the YouTube bell. But that does bring us to the end of today's stream. And so, Site42 staff, at the end of every stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. Although, I'm not going to tell you that my favorite SCPs are the ones I personally wrote. That would be cheating. But If you want to see the SCPs I personally wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can see the SCPs that I wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects to. And while you're on my author page, one tab over from those SCPs is some links. Some links that people are often very curious to find, but they just don't look hard enough. It's so sad for them, but for you guys, no. You will not have a sad Christmas. You'll have a happy Christmas because you will find those links. And while you're at those links, you can become a Site42 Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You can do Ko-Fi donations or YouTube Super Chats to donate to us once at a time. Either way, direct donations are the quickest way to keep Site42 afloat, so we appreciate your help in that matter. Furthermore, if you are not of a sufficient financial means to donate, meaning you're part of the broke gang, and trust me, we're an arts community, we understand and love the broke gang. Starving artists are a thing for a reason. But as long as you are here watching our videos and streams, liking, sharing, commenting, and chatting, as well as doing the same for the SCP projects we support, whether they be on YouTube or on Steam or elsewhere, you are still a valued and honored member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename the Signal Boosters. And it's because of your service that we are able to support the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, etc., etc. We thank you for your service because the engagement and the finances together are how we get these big SCP AAA games or feature films that we want. So thank you for your service. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031-5175-5320-8980. Content warning on the last one, it's a rough read. Site-42 staff, this has been another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site-42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, and protect. And stay out of the Delta wing of the staff offices until we get Kadraki out of the vents. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you tomorrow on actual Christmas. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. 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 Crosby. The credit song is Deck the Stills by Bare Naked Ladies. Be safe, be well, Site-42 staff. Secure, contain, protect.